I think Julia wants to know that they're serious. Ah, please don't say anything. I want to be the one to break the news to her.
Will you though?
Sure I will. I'll let her know you and I are really seeing each other.
I'll call you later tonight, so you can tell me how things went.
This sucks. This is fucking ridiculous. I shouldn't have to be afraid of telling Ashley something that's supposed to be good news. Hey, you. Welcome home. That's not so good.
Why is Julia telling me you've got something to say to me?
She just couldn't keep her mouth shut, huh? I can't tell whether she's forcing my hand or being naive.
Chat, I am a schizophrenic, okay? If this was real life, I would assume that Julia was forcing my hand. I don't believe that people like are like that, you know? I don't, how do I explain it? I think people are aware of consequences, you know? And they will use like naivety as a cloak of plausible deniability to manipulate you. Julia doesn't know how messed up Ashley is though. It doesn't matter. She wants her way for something, so she's manipulating the chessboard to get it, you know? Weaponized incompetence, yeah. It absolutely will. It's something even a child will learn. Woman moment? No, that's actually correct. I want to believe that we can take Julia's character at face value. There are like a lot of situations where I just have to like try and gaslight myself, like brainwash myself, like, no, you do not believe this, okay? You believe that this person is just naive. You believe that this person means the best and wants the best and just doesn't realize. But like, there's like this baser instinct that I can't quell that just says over and over and doesn't let me ever fully brainwash myself. Yeah, it doesn't ever fully let me commit to like the willful ignorance that people are more cunning than they let on. And society, for the sake of society, you have to just let people be that way. Because if you acknowledge that greater level of thinking that goes on within everybody, it becomes too complicated to navigate, right? It's like you're opening up a hard mode for everybody, you know? It's like people try to keep every situation locked at like a normal mode or an easy mode, you know? And if you engage with what's really going on, you're enabling like the hard mode. Yeah, it's not worth fighting sometimes. Yeah. But you get bonus scoring in hardcore. No, thank you. Never attribute to stupidity that which can be adequately explained by malice. Pippa's razor. Background noising you. Pippa are nowhere near as stupid as they behave. Inches thank you. Most times it's not that deep. Hell, thank you. People are more cunning and even more monstrous than they let on. But they're also more kind and caring than they let on as well. Humans are complicated and confusing bunch. My survival tactic is just an innate perspective that everyone's actions are done for self-benefit, but you have to be quiet about that. You think the worst in people. I don't think the worst. I think of how a situation might benefit them, and that's why they must have done the actions that they did. You know what I mean? Like if somebody holds the door open for you, I assume that it makes them feel good to open the door for me, because otherwise I don't think they would have done it, right? I don't think they did it just to be nice. I think they did it because either they felt like it was helping them fulfill a social obligation, or because it makes them feel charitable or whatever, you know? I mean, those two things are kind of synonymous. And that's not like a malicious thing, right? It's not like a negatively driven experience, right? They're not doing it for any sort of like, just because they're benefiting out of it doesn't mean it's a negative for literally anybody, right? It just means that this is how they're benefiting from it. Like people still riff on me about the nice shoes thing, but like I can't help but wonder, right? Like, what is somebody's ulterior motive for doing what they do? Like with the nice shoes thing, like I'm not wearing nice shoes or anything. So what was the purpose? What was the intent of that statement? People don't just do things for literally no reason. Was it to make fun of me? Was it to make themselves feel better? Like as if they're doing an act of kindness? Was it them doing it because they wish somebody would compliment them more, so they're trying to put more of that out into the world, right? Like, you never know. You're overthinking. I don't think so. I think people are very complicated creatures, and our baser instincts are survival and making ourselves happy. So it's... Raphael, agree, I think you. Wait, so you don't think our compliments to you are fake. I think some are. I don't pick and choose like specifically, okay, I think this person's faking a compliment or whatever. I don't doubt that there are some people that send compliments just for like their own non-positive reasons, but ultimately I benefit, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't think you. It's a defense mechanism. I think you are a sweet person. I know this since you stood up for Pika me and Silvervale. Vicky, thank you. Sometimes being nice is just being nice. Being mean is rude. It would mean that being nice is good. It's just kind of being polite. I'd ask the madness, thank you. Most people don't think that much, if at all. Sometimes I wonder if it's like, because I don't have an internal monologue, I have all these background processes just running all the time, I guess. And so I just assume that everybody else is, I guess, programmed the same way, if that makes sense. So even if there's not like a conscious thought of like, okay, I'm doing this to do this, I'm doing this because it'll benefit me in this way, I assume that like that's what their baser internals are telling them to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. But what was for breakfast this morning? But I didn't have breakfast this morning. Not all ulterior motives are ill intent is what you're saying. No, I don't think all ulterior motives are ill intent. Zachary, I think you. A person with no internal monologue can overthink. Yeah, interesting idea, but I don't think it always applies. It's an interesting thought. It makes me wonder about you from a psychological standpoint. You could make for an interesting case study. No. A slightly buff weave thing. You can't speak for everyone, but I rarely pay compliments to people unless I mean them, since I see no point in just stroking someone's ego. So do you not have a voice in your head? No. Sometimes I hear things that sound like a voice forming that's not there. And I wonder if it's an auditory hallucination or an internal monologue. I genuinely don't know. Nick the Dick, thank you. Can this rabbit picture a realistic rotating apple? I can! That's schizophrenic episodes. Oh no, you're cooked. Oh, thank you. Pippa is the voice in her head. Cinemas, thank you. Pippa slowly gaining sentience. Oh, I'm breaking out of my conditioning. Rexel, thank you. You never think words to yourself. I can kind of like, how do I word this? I can't like string together like a sentence in my head. Everything's just, I can like picture a sentence like it's a visual novel, but everything's just kind of like automatic, I guess. Like I just sit and wait, and then the words and thoughts that I need spill out, if that makes sense. Bragg, thank you. Marijuana can induce an inner monologue in people who don't have one. I'm not gonna smoke weed, chat. Yeah, but like you can call upon voices on command, right? Like when reading a book, you can hear the voice of the character in your head or make all the voices sound like Christopher Lee or something, right? No, I just sort of read the words and I know them. The 36 lessons, thank you. Have a scripted conversation with yourself, then imagine the other self is invisible. That will be 50 smackaroonies. Sometimes I talk to myself. Ruby and Azure, thank you. I thought thinking was the internal monologue. Also, I think you're a good person because you seem to have showed redacted kindness and mercy. How would you have felt last night if you hadn't eaten breakfast yesterday morning? But I didn't eat breakfast. And I thank you. Hello, fellow NPC with no internal monologue. Hello. People don't get it, denied. People don't get it. It makes me glad that there are other people out there like this, because otherwise, like, I would feel like I'm just like gaslighting myself. Like, do I? Am I stupid? Paradox of madness in you. You can overthink but not voice these thoughts in your own head somehow. They're just happening. Like I don't process them consciously, you know? I'm not like thinking, like I can like flow of consciousness style like speak, right? Of like, okay, like here is, well, kind of even then it kind of feels like there's like a switch. Maybe not a switch. I don't know how to describe it. I like still feel the gears churning in my head as I speak. And it feels like they're doing something different, but maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it is like I am speaking my thoughts. I mean, to some extent I am anyways, right? I don't know. Peachy, thank you. Not believe everything is transactional. Even if some of us believe it, I have to remind myself of this every time I interact with someone. Alamon, thank you. Hey Pippa, you want an edible? 100% legal. No! That's a subconscious thought. Like a broken valve. I feel like in order to like fully process something, I have to like write it out and then sound it out loud if I want to confirm that something is coherent. Which is why whenever I'm talking to people, I always prefer to chat over like DMs or text message. Because like speaking to somebody, it's very difficult to get like the exact words. And it always annoyed me because people would be like, can't you just stop and think before you speak? And it's like, well, like I'm stopping and I'm letting the systems process, but I just can't speak the way that I want to, if that makes sense. Okay, thank you. I have the same thoughts you do all the time in regards to others. Having an internal monologue does not save you. Right, right, thank you. You often talk out loud to yourself to supplement the lack of internal dialogue. No, not really. If I'm like really trying to figure something out, then I will. Other than that, no. I just let the systems run. Mike and E, thank you. Can you talk without moving your mouth? I mean, you can like talk like you're you know, like that. Same, but I hate that tone doesn't translate well over text. I mean, it can if you're very careful about how you word stuff and emojis and you speak, just don't add volume. Like still moving your tongue and stuff? I guess. Dick the dick, thank you. Stuff like this is interesting. I have a hard time believing there are people who don't have a mental narrator. Am I cooked? Are you cooked? Who knows? It still like agitates my throat if I try and like talk without saying anything, because like I still feel like my throat closing and the air escaping. Shiro, thank you. Can you imagine thinking about songs you like with instruments and all? This one's difficult because like kind of like I remember how songs go like 25 or 6 to 4. But if you ask me to like, I guess like I don't know. Like I know how it goes. I can remember it. That's not the lyrics. What are the lyrics then? Leslie, thank you. For me, I don't have internal monologue because it would stop myself from doing things proactively, like an extra layer of self-doubt almost. Wait, you consciously choose not to have one? OCD, thank you. If it helps, I have too much internal monologue because it doesn't turn off. Yes, I have severe ADHD and struggle to get to sleep. Wish I could turn it off sometimes. The grass is always greener, I guess. I mean, I still get that. I still like get like overwhelmed. I still overthink even if I'm not like consciously thinking it the same way you are. Alright, thank you. You hear anything when you read in your head? No. Sleep for your king, thank you. I used to be like that too, since being told to think before I speak. I did get an internal monologue after smoking way too much one time. Don't try it. Okay. I think there's a benefit to this because I do read faster than most people. You would never believe it with the way I read out loud, but welcome Liang, thank you. I have positive inner voice. I'm blessed. I think you do have an internal monologue. You're just understanding what it is differently. Maybe I should smoke a bunch of weed and see if I turn out different. See if anything changes. But I don't want to smoke weed. Like euphemism, thank you. Fun fact, electrodes attached to the throat can read parts of people's internal monologue, so it's physical to some degree. Whoa. Hear more voices. Vincent Pendragon, thank you. Can you close your eyes and think up an OC story? Like come up with something? Like, I can think of like a visual story in my head, but I can't think of like, I don't even know. You talk out loud when you write? Sometimes. Jackie, thank you. Do you think do you sometimes have to write down what you're trying to say to others? Because I have to do that when my coworker don't understand what I'm saying pretty frequently. I usually do it for my own benefit. Like if I'm making like an important phone call or whatever, I write down on my phone everything that I need to say. Not because like I'm gonna forget what I'm going to say, but so that way I can like write down exactly how I'm going to word a sentence. Anyways.
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.